There's no numbers for this stuff. There's no numbers, there's no scale. This is absolutely amazing. I haven't had such joy when breaking my fast in many, many years. We're in Karachi again for another night of iftar. This evening we're going to be comparing 3 different types of biryani. Right now we're at Qadri Nali Biryani. Come over here, have a look at this. That's the biryani. It's a few minutes before iftar and everyone's getting ready. That's a big beef bone. That's a big beef bone. So this is the first biryani we're going to have is bone marrow beef biryani. We're going to have a portion of that. We're going to break our fast. And then we're going to head out for the rest of the night and try 2 more biryanis and a special dish called chicken tawa. We're going to enjoy it. It's going to be great. It's going to be special. This is Zia. He's with us again. And we are very excited. Karachi rocks! Hey! Oh, yes. And it's just arriving. There's a fresh one that just arrived. The pots just come in. This is electric. This is great. And this is just one of like 4 of these restaurants on the road that's just doing this. This is biryani heaven, iftar heaven. Oh, there's a fresh pot. Look at all that white steamed rice. Can I? Whoa! There we go. There we go. Can I? Nali. Find the nali. There's the beef bits coming out. There's the nali. So he's just giving me this biryani here. And you can look at the bottom, look at all of that masala. That's all that lovely masala. Those are beef bits. It's hot and it's steamy. This is going to be absolutely delicious. And here's another big piece. Let's find another big piece of nali. Where's the nali, boy? Here we go. I feel something. It's hot. It's super, super hot. My hand's almost burning. And here we go. There's a beef chunk. Anyway, this is going to be amazing and delicious. Here you go. Thank you so much, Bhai Sahab. This is going to be fantastic. Let's go have a seat and let's get ready for our biryani. So we got here literally about 3 minutes ago and everyone's waiting. Look at that, they're all hungry, they're looking at their food. We've got about 3 or 4 minutes left for iftar. They're waiting for that fantastic biryani which you just seen. There's a bunch of stores here. So if you look around, look at those guys over there. They've literally got like loads and loads of this beef nali, which is the beef shank with all the marrow inside. Zia, tell us about the street.
Yeah, this is the Qadri Nali Biryani and Hossein Nali Biryani. This is the Nali Biryani hub. But I personally like this Qadri Nali Biryani because they started the Nali Biryani
tradition.
Yeah, they started it.
When did they start it? How many years ago?
I think they started in 80s.
In the 80s?
In 80s they started.
So it's like 40 years old now.
Yeah, they initially gave it for free. But as people like
as the demand increased, they started a proper thing.
Yeah.
So it's like the battle street of biryani. Nali biryani, Nali biryani. This is Nali Biryani Central.
Yeah.
And later in the episode, we're gonna, by the way, after we have this delicious dish, we're gonna go have chicken biryani. We'll tell you about that place when we're there, and some mutton biryani, right? And we're gonna have a special treat for you, chicken tawa. Let's go have a seat now and have our iftar. And the azan's just been given, and these are the du'as after azan. It's time to break our fast. This is an immaculate date, by the way. It's really sweet. You can taste, I could just taste it. It's Iranian date. Sweet and juicy. And as a tradition, in many parts of the Desi world, when you start your iftar, so even though there's all this biryani madness around us, you always usually start with something sweet. And so there's a few sweet dishes here. The first is, well, it's just called sweet rice, jardo. And sometimes it's made a bit yellow by full curry. This is just white. These are like Gulab Jamuns inside. And it's just basically a sweet rice, and it's just a tradition of where you break your fast with something sweet. And also what it does is, the idea is this, it opens up your stomach. Something sweet before you eat kind of opens up your stomach. It's kind of like, you know, the way that the thinking goes. Let's have this here. This is $50 for the plate, by the way. It's got this is like cream. It's like almost a burfi. It's almost like, for those who don't know, I mean, you may be familiar with a burfi. Imagine you're eating jarda. Wow. And this is 1 kilogram, 1 kg of nali biryani.
Here's out the bone marrow.
Great, and he's going to bring out the bone marrow. So the kg without the bone marrow is about, $4, and then for each nali it's $half. So this whole meal with the nali, this whole plate is $5. It's unbelievably where on earth can you eat this for $5? Let's see you take out he's gonna take out the marrow. I'm still getting over eating some burfi in my jarro, and the man already has come to take out the nali. Furkan, our cameraman, is struggling to keep up with everything that's going on around us. This is beautiful. Wow. Whoa. Chunks of nali, of bone marrow. It looks cooked and soft, falling out. And I can't wait to have some of that. But honestly, even this jarro, I'm having a gulab jamun now. I want to open up my stomach before I start eating that biryani. So I'm having the sweet thing in the meantime. And now bone number 2. Oh, look at that. And that, I guess when we're eating this, we just mix it into the rice and it gives it a rich flavor. My word, this is unbelievable. This is fantastic. All that nali comes out. He's getting every last speck, this is just great. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you. Gulab Jamun and burfi and jardo. And I mean, I really can't wait to start eating this, but I'm still getting over this. How often can you have some gulab jamun? That's literally, I mean, for those who are you're probably familiar with like a mitai, burfi. And it's koya and pieces of burfi and sweet rice. And that's lovely. And now, time to dig into the main course. So I'll take some of that nali, I'll take some rice, some of this beef, get a bit more of that masala going. So biryani, just for those who don't know, basically, there's various ways you make biryani in almost every different province of India and province of Pakistan, and even in places like Iran and Afghanistan and obviously in Bangladesh, there's different ways to make biryani. I mean, in South Africa, we have a specific way of making biryani as well. But basically the idea is that there's a kind of, the really way to understand it is a curry that's mixed with yogurt and onions, and that forms the base of any biryani. And then rice is either layered on top or mixed in, or various layers of rice, so sometimes they even add a type of lentil, sometimes they add potatoes.
This is not found in anywhere else.
I've never heard of it anywhere else, and I mean, hopefully after this show, if it becomes successful, we'll start having it in many other places in the world. Or maybe we shouldn't have a world like that. Maybe we should have a world where if you want something special, you make a trip and you come to Karachi. Now, I'm going to taste it before I add raita, but I'm generally someone who needs to eat rice with some raita. But I'm going to taste some of that bone marrow, stir it into the rice, get a piece of beef. I need a second spoon over here, right? But it's so soft. Look at this. No, this is not a knife. That's just my spoon separating the meat. Okay, put more of that nali. And let's taste this. Wow, there we go. Let's take a bigger piece of nali because it's not breaking. So might as well do what we can do. I've been in Karachi a few days, right? And I've eaten some really good food, and you've seen me eat some really good food, and I've given a few things 10 out of 10. And this is really unfair because this is also 10 out of 10, but it doesn't begin to explain. It doesn't, I mean, this nali gives it like a richness. I mean, look, there's probably two types of people looking at this right now. There's those who love bone marrow and think it's amazing and think it's the butter of the world and it's the butter of the heavens. And there's those who think it's not and it's a bit weird and a bit gross. And for those of you who love it, this is the Hajj of the lovers of bone marrow. It is amazing. It is amazing. Really, it's the Hajj. It's the Hajj of the lovers of bone marrow. If you love bone marrow, and I've had bone marrow at a few places, at steakhouses, at barbecues. I've never had bone marrow with this rice like this. Wow, simply wow. Now, as I said, I haven't yet had it with raita. I like raita because it gives rice gives it a softness that allows you to take it down. Rice becomes heavy after a while, you know. You get some of that masala. I've got some nali already. There's no numbers for this stuff. There's no numbers, there's no scale. This is absolutely amazing. I haven't had such joy when breaking my fast in many, many years. I'm having it right now. Food heaven. Zia Tabarak. This man knows where to find his food. Follow him. 600,000 subscribers for a reason. So, just to explain that, I mean, you know, in case you didn't get it again, $4 for this plate, and then each nali bone is half a dollar. $5 for that piece of heaven. My word. We're so focused on the nali that we haven't rated this yet. And what? This is half a dollar. It's pieces of small burfi with gulab jamun. And look, there's people behind the camera who probably tasted a form of sweet Indian rice. And there's people who haven't, so you know what this tastes like. And so you can imagine, the ones who have, what this kind of tastes like when you mix it with gulab jamun and with burfi. And again, for half a dollar, this is 9.8 or like 9.85 or something very close to 10. Kadri Nali! Kadri Nali! I'm absolutely stuffed after that biryani, but I still have to taste the kheer that's here. And after this, I still need to go to 2 more places. But again, this is half a dollar. This is basically it's like a milk dessert, right? And it has a bit of rice in it that thickens it. And you can taste cardamom, and it has a rose flavor and some sugar. Comparing anything after the nali biryani I just had is very difficult because that was something else. But this is a very nice way to kind of just soften. It wasn't, I mean, this had the right amount of spicing. It was just the biryani. The biryani wasn't too spicy. It wasn't overwhelming. It was kind of like a rich, delicious flavor. But after that flavor, this is a lovely way to contrast it. And it doesn't taste like the rice that we had in the start of the meal. The rice we had at the start of the meal hasn't got, like, I mean, it's mainly a sugary, rose water, slight cardamom flavor. This is a deep pistachio and cardamom flavor. And so all the flavors you're getting in this meal are different. And so I'm going to give it a 9.2. It is a very good dessert. I mean, it's just that comparing anything after that, and I mean, for the next 2 places where we go get biryani, it's going to be tough comparing anything there as well. Okay, I'm not sure how I'm going to be standing after this night, but let's go. We're in Husainabad, and just have a look at that. This street is one of the many streets in Karachi which is just alive and full, and everything's happening. We're going to continue our biryani tour in the street. Both the chicken biryani and the lamb biryani place, the mutton biryani place is in the street, and we're also going to have a delicacy called chicken java. Let's go! So we've just had a stroll around Husainabad so that we could digest some food. Something you don't often see on camera. Zia has been working tirelessly to get us access into these back kitchens and negotiating with, kitchen managers, restaurant floor managers, and it's something we really appreciate. So we're waiting for him, and then we're going to go to food center to go and try some chicken biryani. Thanks, Zia. Let's go. Assalamu alaikum. This is us going into the kitchen to see what it's like. Oh wow, and here we got the pot of biryani. And they sell it also by the kilo here, Zia?
This is that plain.
Okay, so it's basically $1.15 for half a kilo. So it's cheaper than the beef nali biryani, but bear in mind this is chicken. This is chicken, and beef is obviously a lot more expensive. That looks really good. And I've just had, as you guys saw, a lot of biryani, and this still smells good and looks good. The masala's in there. It's very different. I mean, we can't really compare beef and chicken, but we are trying to make it diverse and mix it up. And they have the dessert as well, which we've had already today. It seems like a thing that all the biryani houses. This is the one I'm used to back home that my mom makes, and that most people in my community in South Africa make is yellow. So this is orange. It's just coloring really, which makes the difference. So let's go. So our biryani's arrived, and you can see the first, like I just told you when we were there, that people make biryanis differently. So the nali biryani had no potato, right? Here's a big piece of potato. See, this is the masala. This is the part you'll find at the bottom of a pot, and then the white rice, and then you just get all that flavors here, This is Karachi, and so look, this is very different. We were at the place where literally 80 people were eating at once, and they were making 30 dags of biryani a day. They get through lots of dags of biryani here as well. I'm sure I'll ask the kitchen, but I'm pretty sure the amount is 20 or 25 a day. It's just not that busy anymore because it's not iftar. Zia is sitting over there. He's already had his biryani, so I have the unfortunate job, or the fortunate job, of just tasting and tasting and tasting. So I'm going to taste this. I've built up a significant enough appetite to get down with this. We also have the jarda. This is orange, as we already showed you guys. So I'll open up my stomach by starting with the jarda, and I'm guessing this is about 50 rupees, so about a third of a dollar. right? The other one was 80, but this is a smaller portion. What's nice about this, as opposed to the other one, this is not as sweet. It's got a, I mean, not that that was very sweet. This has a mild sweetness. I do like the other jarda a bit more.
This is the classic version.
This is the classic version. No pieces of barfi in there, what I call barfi, or gulab jamun. It's less sweet, and that's a good thing, to be honest with you. I don't really like sweet things that much. And this is kind of unfair, because I really enjoyed that one. But I'm giving this a solid 8.9. It's a good, I mean, if I did not, I'm fearful that I'm going to be very biased during this episode, because I just had such a good time with Nali Biryani. Now it's time to dig into that biryani. Here's a secret, right? For someone who is starting to, review food as a job. Here's the secret is, most people in the world love potatoes. I don't eat potatoes. Shocking, I know, shocking. Start swearing me, fill the comment section up. Part of life. When I was walking in the street, I told Zia, I said, I feel like this episode's unfair, because we went to Nali Biryani and everyone was jumping around. It was such an atmosphere. I was jumping around. And he said, listen, biryani is about the taste. And he's right. This is really good. This is so nice. It's not as rich, obviously, as the Nali Biryani because of the Nali and the beef. And beef's a thicker meat. Chicken's quite light. I'm going to have some of this pre-packed raita. It's pre-mixed with some cumin and salt. Maybe a bit of coriander in there too. After I have this bite, some more chicken and a bit more masalas, I'm going to tell you what I think about the score. You have to have the raita before you review it. Wow. I'm actually I'm not surprised because I knew the biryani was going to be good. It's going to fall short of Qadri Nali Biryani, which I gave 10 out of 10. This is a 9.8. I mean, I love biryani. The first night when I got here and we were discussing the episode list, Zia told me, Karachi is the city of biryani. And he's right. And I mean, look, there's probably many cities are going to many people who live in many cities who are going to compete with that and say we are better. And this is not the point. The point is this biryani is beautiful, and I'm sure your city makes fantastic biryani too. But this is really good biryani. Biryani. Again, every Desi family eats a biryani. It's the dish we make at Eid, at weddings, special occasions. If the birthday cake was never invented, we'd be having biryani for our birthdays too. It's that kind of dish. It's very good biryani, man. It's unfair, it's unfair to even compare these things because it kind of makes it, like that biryani slider, and it is better. But this is different and this is delicious. And it's chicken and it's much more affordable. More people in the world can afford chicken than beef. And we're losing, I'm rating this without the fantastic vibe. Because obviously this had a great vibe too, but that was a few hours ago when it was iftar time. And we don't have enough days in Karachi for me to, break my fast at too many places. So we only can break it once a day, You can't break it more than once a day. And so can anyone else. 9 out of 10. I love this. I think now we can go for a walk on the street, pick out some more food, and then we're going to get to the mutton biryani at Karachi. So we've arrived, we're walking, and I told you in the start of this episode we're going to have some chicken tawa. It's at Malik, which is a branch of the same place where we had Nihari a few episodes ago. We've got a karai going over here, got some barbecue over there, but what we've come for is the chicken tawa. We've got Sharik over here, and he owns this place, and we're going to get one chicken tawa. So the chicken that was barbecuing over there, they're going to take 2 legs for us, and he's just he's going to break this, and he's making a big portion. So we've got it's the entire chicken, I guess. So it's 2 legs and 2 breasts. It's been barbecued already. And now they're gonna chop it up, make some masala, add some stuff. Some oil. And there's that cream masala. What's inside the masala? Chilies, cardamom.
Chilies, garam masala, chilies, red chilies, yogurt.
So it's chilies, garam masala, red chilies, yogurt, probably some garlic in there,
yes.
Some ginger,
garlic,
and it's just all that yogurt's just gonna thicken into a lovely paste. Oh, look,
green chilies.
Lots of green chilies. And the aromas are coming up. You can just smell all that aromas. I'm gonna get a picture of all that aromas arising. There we go. This is a fantastic, it's just unbelievable. And so this is like, it's almost like you could say a form of chicken tikka masala, but not. Where it's already pre-barbecued meat and they're cooking it up in a cream. But you know, they're using the bones, and I'm pretty sure at some point he's going to start chopping that all up into pieces.
The origin of this dish is Lahore, basically.
Lahore. So this came from Lahore.
Yeah, Arif Chakara is a very famous, and all these chefs are trained from Arif Chakara.
From Arif Chakara.
Chakara in Lahore.
And when did this dish get invented? Like, is it a new thing?
Yeah.
Like 90s, 80s?
Yeah, it's not very old dish. It's very new.
Like what year plus minus?
Probably 35, 30 plus.
35. So this started about the late 80s, early 90s.
Yes.
So I mean, if I was walking around Karachi in the 70s, I wouldn't find this dish.
No.
I'd just find the karais and the barbecue and the usual stuff.
Karachi, you won't find it anywhere. You won't find it anywhere else.
This is what I love about Pakistan, you know. I love the fact that there's only certain places you get the food.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you know, if you go to most parts of the world, there's burgers everywhere, there's pasta everywhere, you know. Arrabbiata is in almost every single country in the world, so is the hamburger. But even in this country, just different places, and even if they have the same thing, it's cooked differently.
Yes.
And it's just, that just looks delicious. It just looks absolutely delicious. It's going to be juicy and full of masala, and it's going to be rich.
It's very, very spicy.
I mean, I'm sure it is very, very spicy. I'm sure it is very, very spicy. Wow. So it's $1.60 for the leg portion, and it's just under $2 for the breast portion. About $2.90, $2.80. So the whole thing in total, the whole chicken is about $6, just above $6.50. Very similar to the price we had for the sharga, for the whole chicken. It looks like that's the going price of a chicken on the street, $6. And look at all those green chilies. Oh, brilliant. So that was fantastic. He that first batch of yogurt, he cooked it until the oil separated, and now he's just going to give it an extra basting of masala, so when we eat it, oh my God, I'm not sure I'm ready for all of this chili. And he's just thrown in some more chili. So this is going to be, and that's coriander. Oh, this is great. So this is the garnish that's coming on. That extra bit of yogurt, an extra bit of chili. The chilies he just added on now they're not going to be as sweet and as bitter because they're fresh. They've just been thrown on. And same with the coriander leaves. And so you're going to have that mixture when you're eating it of chilies that are cooked down and chilies that are not. This is going to be something else. This is really going to be delicious. You see, he's keeping this on top of the chicken, and I'm guessing that's so that masala doesn't get broken down. It doesn't get broken down, so it stays wet. Oh my God, this is this is just unbelievable. I'm just taking in everything we've already seen tonight, and the night isn't even over. And what a place. Honestly, Pakistanis know what they're doing with food. They know what they're doing with every single plant, every single vegetable, every single animal. They just something else. Oh, look at all of that masala. And now he's just going to start breaking it for us. We're gonna go and the food's gonna arrive. See you later, Gokhan. See you guys. So chicken tawa has arrived. Half a chicken here and half a chicken here. I'm gonna get some. This is, oh wow, it's just breaking apart here. Some meat from the leg. I prefer chicken leg to chicken breast. I guess both have their pros and cons, but I just think it has more juices. I'm gonna be very bold and take some of those chilies. Try to get some of that masala. There we go. This looks extremely hot. I'm gonna get some of that masala on the breast as well. Oh wow, that looks good. Some more white meat just to, so I don't completely burn myself. Because there's a lot of chilies in this dish, as you can see. You just see how soft that chicken is. Some more white over there. And then we're gonna start the tasting. Look at this, just so soft. Just with a fork, just falling apart. Hey, I'm sure this is gonna be delightful. I've got a bit of chili in there. I'm not sure if that's wise, but I mean, clearly they put a lot of chilies in there, so in order to stay authentic to the intention of the chef, gotta have the chili. The bulk of this masala, right, the stuff, comes from yogurt, and that sauce, he said, was a yogurt-based sauce, just being boiled down. And they've actually boiled it down a lot more than I expected them to. A chicken tikka masala, it's also kind of cooked in cream and butter, and everyone knows what a chicken tikka masala is. And so there's a lot of cream. But when you take the butter, the yogurt, and you cook it down, it's like taking a cup full of chicken tikka masala flavor and putting it in a tablespoon. It all just compacts. The flavor is just compact. And that's exactly what's happened. And I'm eating this, and I'm going to have a chili again, and I'm going to get some of that masala, and after this I'm going to do my favorite thing in the universe, and I'll tell you what that is after this. Divine. It is kind of salty because that masala is cooked down. The chilies are hot, but they're not killer hot. You know, in some certain senses, you can have a chili this size and you need to run for the water. It's not that case. The chilies have heat, but they're not like killer chilies. They're very hot, but they're not killer chilies. Now my favorite thing in the world, taking some masala, it's cooked down masala, mixing it with the yogurt. Now what the yogurt does, kind of lightens the flavor. It lightens the flavor and it makes it rich at the same time. It's like a contradiction. This is not fair. I can't have one episode and make everything so high. Something here has to not be tasty, but it's not happening. Everything's tasty. 9.9. Now time to test this with some chapati. Again, get some masala, some more masala. I just love the masala, right? Mixing some chicken with some yogurt. Now it's time to have it with the chapati. And every time I add a layer of this, like now I'm going to have it with bread, right? It just gets better. So it was delicious plain. They serve it with this is why condiments are important. You know, sometimes you get a condiment and it doesn't actually enhance the flavor, but there's a reason why the yogurt's lying here. It takes it up a notch. Now it's broken by the bread, and the bread binds it, puts it together, makes it a meal. Amazing. One more bite now with the crispy naan, puffy naan, you know, look at that. Naan rises up as it cooks in the oven and becomes doughy. I'm about 6 bites in and now I can start feeling the heat of those chilies. It slowly starts building on you, you know. Those chilies start building up. So I kind of need a bit of yogurt just to break that. Now for the naan. Chicken tawa, invented in the 80s in Lahore, brought to Karachi by Mali Kitchen. Again, I said this when filming a breakfast episode in Istanbul. Different breads almost change the entire complexity of the meal. It tastes different to having it with a chapati and having it with a naan. Both are superb. I think I prefer the chapati a bit more. But it's a different texture. It kind of changes the complexity of the meal. Final, really, this is superb. Again, it's exactly what happened in Burns Road, which we still have to visit a bit more, I believe. In a short space of time, there's just all of these flavors. And everything we're eating here tonight, by the way, you can find in Burns Road as well. So it's like all of these flavors. We're not even eating everything that there is. We're honestly not. We can't make the episode that long. So we choose about 5 or 6 dishes and we go. But we could be eating 15, 20 dishes. Amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Really, no more words. But I'm going to go out and have a drink now. Walk around the street for a bit more. And then we're going to continue with our actual intended point for the night, which is not a diversion of chicken tikka. We're trying to find the best biryani in Karachi. Shabash, chef. Good job. So before we have our final biryani for the day, we need a bit of a break. So I've stopped at a limca place. We've already been introduced to this on the show. We can have a lemon limca so I can get fresh again. He's first blending the ice. Look at that lovely ice. Almost like snow, it's very fine. He's going to take some lemon concentrate. Slicing some limes. Oh, that's lovely. You get some fresh lime in there. It really is like making a non-alcoholic cocktail of sorts, you know. Oh, this is great. He's got 3 whole limes in there. There's the ice, just using the hand. They're going to add some masala, some chaat masala. So this is going to have a nice flavor to it. Unlike the blueberry one is very nice, but it was a ta. There's the ta.
Limca masala.
This is limca masala. It's a special masala for limca. There we go. I may need more soda because the last time it was very sweet, but who knows? The straw. Thank you, bro. So remember the blueberry one was very, very sweet and we needed to add more soda in. Let's see what the lemon one's like. It's still very, very sweet, but the sourness and the limca masala kind of give it a... I'm going to ask him for more soda. More soda? You can add soda? Add more... Whoa, ta! This is going to make it less sweet. This is really good. I can't tell you how refreshing this is. It's actually a very big glass. Because it's lemon, I was expecting it to be quite like really lemony and sour. It is sour, but it's also got this underlaying of sweet. I just think a limca is meant to be sweet. Let's continue on our trip. Great. Thank you so much. I'm going to give this a solid 9. Again, it's the same price. It's like a third of $1. You know, I think you have to have limca when you're in Karachi. It's a great street edition and a great version of the soda. So it's been a long night, and we're at our final biryani stop for the night. Karachi Halim, and tonight they don't actually have the mutton halim. I mean the mutton biryani. So we're gonna go for the beef biryani. That's the price. So it's slightly cheaper than the other place, but they don't have the nali. Let's go and see what the biryani is up to. Here we are. Wow, look at that. And just look at the masala. Oh, look at all that masala at the bottom. There's all the great goodness, and this is gonna be great. Let's go and sit down and get our beef biryani. So we're heading to our dining hall where they're going to bring our food. And, you know, everything is so quaint, everything's so charming. You order on the street and then you've got to take a bit of a walk around the corner to a special dining area. And I just think it speaks to how organic the whole place is. It's not like they came and designed a restaurant space and they said, this is going to be our restaurant. It's like they had a small place and they had to start sort of acquiring properties all over the place so they could feed their customers. And it's just so organic, so natural, so unplanned, so raw. So it's the final plate of food for the night. We wanted to get mutton biryani, but we're not. So we have some beef biryani from Karachi Halim. There's the masala. In a way, it's kind of good because we can compare like for like. We had beef biryani at Qadri with nali. This has not got the nali. Oh, that beef just falls apart. Look at that. You know, I can guarantee you that, you know, they're not using fillet. They're using like just regular cuts of the beef. So the fact that just falls apart, they've clearly been cooking the beef for a long time. I'm gonna have the taste first without the raita. I have to agree with everything Zia told me. You know, every place, I've said this already, it has a different way of cooking biryani. And he told me Karachi's biryani is famous and it's the best in the world. And he may very well be right. Every biryani I've had is very good. Very, very good. Time for some raita. That's going to make the whole meal more manageable. It's going to numb some of the heat, but at the same time it's going to bring out the contrast of other spices and the heat. Again, it's outstanding biryani. And the thing about the last two places, both Food Centre and Karachi Halim, in a way they're franchises, right? I mean, it's not like McDonald's where there's hundreds and thousands of branches. Again, I mean, we've come here because this is where the regular Pakistanis eat their biryani. And it's very, very good. I'm going to give this exactly what I gave Food Centre, a 9.8. They both fall short of 10 because I gave Nali biryani a 10, and I think, I mean, it was clear from the first 10 minutes of the video that in order to beat Nali biryani, just from our reactions, from the pictures you saw, from the way people were reacting to the nali, that it was going to be a bit much. Maybe, there's a slight chance, maybe, if I wasn't, you know, breaking my fast there and I broke my fast here, I'd give this different ratings. So there's an outside chance. I'm not sure if I'm completely impartial to how I feel in the day. But I do think that the Qadri Nali biryani is, you know, from our limited search in Karachi for the best biryani tonight, is the best biryani in Karachi. And I must say though, although we are limited, we are hanging around with a foodie who's, you know, one of the most famous foodies in Pakistan, and he makes these YouTube videos, and he insists as well that Qadri Nali biryani is the best. So, and he's right. I can confirm that. So, this has been a lovely night out again in Karachi. I'm sure there's going to be many more fantastic nights. Continue seeing the rest of our series and follow Zia Tabarak, Street Food PK, the man over there. And I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good evening. Happy Ramadan.